One thing I would tell you, I'm a Libra, and so is DDG. One thing about Libras is that we'll get over, it'll take us some time to get over some shit, but once we get over it, it's like we're over it. There's no beef. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this video should be an interesting one because it's honestly a video I never thought I would do. I never thought DDG and Riley would ever, ever do this again. But yes, we're going to watch this reaction video with DDG and Riley.
Waiting, so you know how it goes. It's your girl RIRI, and I'm here with.
Oh, yeah, man.
Weird.
A little weird, a little awkward. But you know, it's life.
It happens, you know. Live, we
Life.
learn, we grow, move forward.
Grown-ups.
You know.
In a year, I feel like I'm 30.
Yeah, especially in this industry, it's like, whew, you gotta grow up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Quick.
Quick.
Spend.
The energy is it's a little dead between them, but it's to be expected. I think this is their first time really like filming together in over a year, so I could expect this. This is literally is very awkward, but I like that this is a start. This is a start. So
Like a year, almost like a year and a half since we've done a DDG and Riley video. Well, not a year and a half since we've done a video.
You know what my favorite video of yours was? The
My
dodgeball
pregnancy
scene.
video. Oh, the dodgeball?
the dodgeball
That was
video.
really
DDG said he didn't care for that video. I remember when this beef was going on, DDG said that Riley was filming a whole bunch of shit that he felt like the viewers didn't want to see. One of them being the dodgeball video. So I don't know when that became one of his favorite videos, but this might have been a favorite, and this is just me speculating. This may have become a favorite after the fact, was because he was probably thinking about the good times he had with Riley. That's the only reason why I would feel like this would be one of his favorites, because it was like, I actually thought that was a really good video. It was like getting it. I don't know why she called it celebrity dodgeball, because the only real celebrity in that dodgeball thing was DDG. But um, yeah, I thought that was a good video. I thought it was a good video. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't have. It wasn't getting views because he was right. People didn't want to see that. But I do think it was a really good video. It was a little too, fancy for me in terms of how the video was edited or how it was shot, but I did think it was. I agree, that was a good video.
That was a really good video.
It was.
That was a good video.
I fuck with that a lot.
Yeah.
I do some more of that.
Today for our mukbang, we have the KFC fried chicken sandwich and the Popeyes fried chicken sandwich. So that's what we'll be trying with biscuits.
I got a lot of KFC.
Well, I had to get biscuits. I can't do KFC.
I actually really missed their friendship. Let me know if you guys feel the same. I missed their, dynamic, because DDG definitely has a different dynamic with each of the members of Zooted. And because Riley was in its inception, meaning like in the very beginning, we got to see them bond first before he started bonding with everybody else. So I did miss their dynamic because it was very playful, very like back and forth kind of sister brother type of situation. So when they started beefing, I didn't like that. But I will say this, I wasn't necessarily a fan of Riley by herself. Her family's a little, you know, but I wasn't a fan of her by herself. I just felt like she was over the top. She wasn't really. I felt like she wasn't being realistic in the beginning when when she first blew up, I don't know if she felt like she needed to put on an act. She was super loud, super obnoxious, and I also felt like sometimes when people were talking, she wasn't listening. She would like talk when people talk. She was just listening to respond, not actually listening. So sometimes she would just be all over the place with her talking and her videos, and sometimes she would come across like rude, and I wasn't a fan of that, so I never really subscribed. Well, period. I never subscribed to her videos or her channel. Even though I would still watch, I would just never leave a comment because, if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything. So that's just what I was. That's where I was with Riley. I just never had anything great to say about her. Um, but her videos, some of them were interesting, and I honestly only watched her because of her and DDG's dynamic.
Without biscuits. This is a fried one. I don't know which one's the difference, but as well as digging into the juicy topics. I'm sorry I didn't ask you guys questions, but I didn't want to give away the video. So, but we'll also be telling you guys which fried chicken sandwich that we think is the best.
Okay, bet.
Have you had the KFC one?
I don't think so.
But you've had the Popeyes.
Yeah, Popeyes.
Popeyes is good. So, it's
really
going to be...
Wait, so how are we supposed to do it? I just eat one, you eat one?
Well...
Or we both gonna eat the same sandwich?
I guess... I didn't think about that. I thought we were just going to pick which sandwich we wanted and then...
Yeah, man, I guess we just eat that sandwich.
Yeah, I'll eat this one. Okay, you eat that one.
So
whatever one it is. They're all the same. Okay, let me pull up my questions.
Did you catch COVID?
No, I didn't. Did you?
No.
Oh.
Thank God.
Yeah, I didn't catch COVID.
I ain't catch that shit. COVID K. Can't get caught. No doubt.
Yeah, I did not want to get COVID. I stayed super safe, kind of, but I still was safe enough to where I didn't get
Quarantine.
Huh?
Quarantine all outside.
I did some stuff, But, so, where should we start? That's a good question.
How you been?
I've been good. Been doing my thing, just continuously working it regardless. I love doing YouTube, so I still do that, and then I just do, kind of everything now. I'm just trying to focus on my overall goal, and I'm still in school, just trying to get that, just to have it.
What's your overall goal?
To, grow my platform.
What's up?
Yeah, what about you?
I'm just out here rapping and trapping. Getting to it.
So I hear, you told me that you didn't want to do YouTube anymore. Any in particular reason, or just want to focus more on rapping?
I really just want to focus more on rapping because I feel like doing both at the same time is working against each other. I would love to come on YouTube, grab a million views a day. I know what to do. I know how to make niggas click. It's just about, do I want to get a million views on a vlog, or do I want to get a million views on a song, a million streams on a song? And I'm like, my new journey that I'm on right now is straight music. So for me to put any type of effort into the YouTube shit, it just always goes
It's distracting.
Yeah, so I had
That's
to
how
stop.
I feel.
I've had to stop. And ever since I stopped, a lot of people just really tapped into my music. A lot of people don't even know I do YouTube or did YouTube.
Oh.
It's like I'm getting a lot of people that just fuck with me for my music. Because a lot of people that watch my videos will not listen to my music just because they think they my cousin or some shit. You know how if you got like a girl that you grew up with your whole life, if she get on Beyonce level, you never gonna look at her like Beyonce. You're gonna look at her like, this is my homie. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they feel like, I can't listen to this nigga music. This nigga be harder than shit.
Yeah.
But in reality, I'm harder than your favorite rapper. Bitch ass nigga.
DDG is so stupid. I will say DDG really blew up a lot last year. Um, I'm so happy for him because like moonwalking in Calabasas did so well. I remember I'm from New York. I live in New York. I'm from New York. And I remember being on the train and being in freaking like just walking random places and hearing people blasting moonwalking in Calabasas. And I was just like, that's DDG from YouTube. Like he really did it. He really set himself out there and he really did it. Like no apologies, nothing. Just went out there, kept putting out music to, and it was just like whatever stuck. And moonwalking in Calabasas stuck, and he promoted the shit out of moonwalking in Calabasas. He really promoted it. That's one thing I'll say. Like DDG, if he sees what sticks, he will promote for the life of him. And he did his thing with moonwalk. That was a good song.
Yeah, you're doing your thing, you know.
It's so awkward.
Is it weird having me here?
Nah.
No.
I was never mad. I just had to do the video. It might have been.
Never mad.
I wasn't mad, bro. It was more so like I had to make a video. I made the first video, right? And I said, okay, we ain't working together no more. Don't spread no hate, blah blah blah. You made your video, and you was talking about whatever you was talking about.
I want to explain that just so you can see it from my eyes at that time of my life. But keep going.
So when you made your video, I was like, okay, this kind of damaging to me. I just started this business. Now everybody gonna think I'm just trying to fuck with the girls that I'm signing and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it ain't even that. Like, dude, we was just homies. Like, I was telling you about my relationship problem. You tell me about yours. We just kick it on some cool brother sister friendship shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess there was at the time when I told you, like, I was new to the business, you know? And I never watched YouTube for anything other than, like, instruction manuals and, like, hair stuff. I didn't know anything had to do with, like, you know, like, the social media and the people that follow you and are rooting for you and your fans are literally, fans, like, on TV. So, like, I didn't know that, and even though your first video was not, like, harmful towards me, being, like, the young person that I was that had no insight on
Young person that you was, girl, that was a year ago. Why are we trying to act like this was so long ago? This was a year ago. You was not that young. If anything, you're in the same age group. 20 and 21 is not that far in age from one another. You were probably just very naive. That's what I would say. Very naive to the industry and naive to the kind of hold or pull DDG has on the YouTube community. That's what I would say more than anything. I don't think you were young. Like, you're still young, meaning like you're still young. You're still pretty young. So, yeah, year doesn't make that much of a difference. I promise you. Like, she probably still has that still same mind frame. She just was humbled. The YouTube community, DDG's supporters, humbled her. So she had to learn really fast that that's not what you do.
Influencer world, when all those people came to my DMs, because hundreds and thousands of kids came into my DMs and was like, you know, spreading hate, like as if I did something just because of what you put in your video. When I watched the video and I was like, it doesn't seem like he's coming at me wrong, but I could see
because he wasn't, sis. Like, I'm not even picking sides here for real. He did not say anything wrong. When I saw that video, I was like, well, why is she acting like that? Even if people came to her video and was like, oh, they said what they said, or he said you're not zooted anymore, that shit would have died out. Okay, and even when he did that video, that initial video, she did lose subscribers. She did lose subscribers. But if she would have just kept her cool, she would have just kept her cool. Those few subscribers that left would have just been those few. It wouldn't have been as bad as it ended up being because Riley just straight up went into let me disrespect this dude mode. Like it was just I was like, girl, who are your friends? Who told you that this was okay? Because it's not.
Might see that. So I felt like I had no choice but to tell my side of the truth. And it just went crazy. And then I don't know anybody that does YouTube. I don't know anybody that does anything. So in my eyes, it was like, I met him in the club and then the time frame that came with it.
What's wrong with meeting somebody in the club?
I have never been to a club though. Like that's what I mean by my standpoint. Like I never once stepped into that life until that night. So to me, it was like right when I stepped in there, like not tooting my own horn or anything, but it was like all these different people were just trying to hit on me, and I was just like, well, is this how it is? That was the first time I ever stepped into a club like that. So it just signaled to me that maybe he liked me there. And then, the timeline that happened with my boyfriend, I was like, things started to get serious. And then it was just like, boom, and everything blew up in my face. And I was like, is it because I have a boyfriend? So it was just it was a younger mindset that I had, because now being an influencer and seeing the world, like I do see how things are kind of a little bit more normal in that sense. But like, you could also maybe see why I would be thinking those things.
I understand what you're saying. Straight out the gate, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I met you in the club, blah, blah, blah. Everybody, elephant in the room. You're a cute girl. Okay? What I'm supposed to do, right? But when it turned into business, that's what it was.
Which was always what I was hoping. But still, a little voice in the back of my head was like, ah!
Nah, I ain't give a damn.
Okay, my whole thing with that whole he probably thinks like he likes me or whatever, that was very very like unnecessary to the whole thing, the whole grand scheme of things. The fact that she made that a focal point just lets me know this is why I was not crazy about Riley, is that Riley thinks that her looks alone will carry her through. Like this is what I got. I'm not saying this is what it is, but this is what I got from Riley, that she felt like her looks alone was her thing, was her niche. And the thing with YouTubers, this honestly, the thing with YouTube is you don't necessarily have to be the baddest girl to have an audience. You just have to have something about you that's gonna stick. Riley, honestly, she doesn't have a thing. She has her looks. And so when she came out, and even before their whole beef started, she used to make little slick comments like, oh, this guy has dated a mixed girl. Maybe I'm his type, he likes mixed girls and da 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 da. And she said that about DDG, like, what's a mixed girl that I can, like, as if DDG only dates mixed girls and that's what people want to see. Riley has what I would say is like a superiority complex. I would call it that. Maybe I'm maybe saying it wrong, but because she's mixed or light skinned or what have you, and seemingly attractive, she feels like she felt like she was better, or like that's just always what I've gotten from her. Like she was better, like she would be fine without DDG, or she would be fine without Zooted, or she can make certain comments and it would be like whatever. And I feel like she had to learn so fast and so quick that you being light skinned, you being attractive, you being what have you, doesn't mean shit. Because if you bite the hand that feeds you, which literally Riley had that platform handed to her. There's people on YouTube who have been working years, decades, who had to build their audience from the sweat on their back, DDG included. DDG had to learn the game. DDG had to post until he had his audience. Riley had it handed to her, so I don't even think she was appreciative. Even though she's saying that she was, I don't think she was appreciative of the platform that was handed to her. And that's why I feel like a lot of people just did not like her. And honestly, even with this video, people are still probably not going to like her because she literally had, first of all, she already had a target on her back because she had the platform handed to her. She didn't have to work to get that audience, it was handed to her. And on top of it being handed to you, you're not appreciative of it. You're disrespecting the person that gave you the platform. DDG is better than me. I will tell you that. DDG is better than me because if I know somebody has that in them to be this type of person, yeah, we're never speaking again. This video is long, so I'm gonna stop pausing it.
I was telling you to film with him, but it was just like, I feel like this. Nobody's ever going to knock people that's in a relationship. But when you get in a relationship, you kind of lose yourself. You don't be the same person that you were. I'm telling you.
That's not
you exist.
So I'm a different person?
When you get in a relationship, when you got in your relationship, I would say your work ethic went down by like 40%.
I think DDG thinks that, and I would give Riley that. I feel like as far as her posting and working hard on YouTube, it was consistent. I feel like DDG thought that her work ethic went down because she had gotten a relationship because that's how he is. When DDG gets in relationships, maybe he still works hard, whatever. But that relationship consumes him. And this is me from the outside looking in. Whenever he's in a relationship and he's really feeling that person, that relationship consumes him to the point where like he'll post a bunch of stupid stuff on Twitter, even sometimes on YouTube. Like he'll get all depressed because for whatever reason, DDG is drawn to toxic relationships. He'll even tell us himself that, toxic relationships is, what he's been a part of from Kennedy, even the girl before Kennedy, Essence, to Ruby Rose. Legit, all of them was toxic. We don't know much about Essence or Kennedy because they weren't as, back and forth. But him and Ruby Rose, oh my God. So toxic. So I feel like DDG is projecting right now when he says that her relationship slowed her down. I don't think so.
Missed a day of posting a video.
Yes, you did. You start missing like every other day, and I'm like, shit, man, she don't give a fuck no more. I'm not gonna be on your phone. I'm talking about film video. That's not what it was. You know what I mean? It was just
I was still posting more than anybody else.
But it was just me and you at the time.
It just wasn't good content.
Or I still, whenever I went on the vacations, I had the videos like ready to go. Like I barely missed.
But it was like every other day.
In the first month, it was Vlogmas. It wasn't just a regular month in YouTube.
But even when it ain't Vlogmas, you be uploading every day. Yeah. So you can't tell me, I'm gonna just say that. I think your relationship slows you down a little bit, which is okay. It happens to everybody. Might be wrong. I'll let you have your own opinion, but
yeah.
Just what I know. That's how I am sometimes, and I see other people like that too. Like
I'd rather
again, he's projecting.
Yeah, it's more like I'd rather have somebody writing with me than riding all the way up there by myself. And then like I get it, like life is all about like getting to the top and where you want to be and everything, and that's awesome, but I've also never wanted to do it alone.
No, ain't nothing wrong with it.
And it's like, to be honest, like the people in the industry are really not really somebody you want to build that type of relationship with. And it's like, if you can grow and do it together, like you should. So I like that. And no, I don't post every single day, and maybe, it slows it down a little bit, but my mental is right. And that comes first for me, and then everything else, like, I am working in all different areas of my life to improve and, like, have that multiple stream of income. So it's not like I'm doing anything, like, slower or less. It's just more about, like, because I personally, that first month was awesome, and I loved it, and, you know, it was great, but it was a lot. I remember I got sick, like, I'm not used to that, so I wouldn't even want to post every day, even if I could, because it's like, it's just like, it's draining.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't really believe in overworking yourself anyway. I don't know how DDG did it. I don't know how Riley even did it. I don't know how people do Vlogmas and all this other stuff because it's, I feel like it's too much. Because you consistently have to look for things to do that are interesting. You can't really have a day off, and that's just, I think that's too much.
It's really draining.
Yeah, he was going hard though.
Yeah.
He was definitely going hard.
So, did you think that I would, after everything and watching it unfold, did you ever think that I was gonna stop?
You on YouTube? Yeah, I thought you was gonna stop. But it's good that you didn't, because it's never like an end. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think so?
Nah, you can always come back from any situation on YouTube. It's just about how entertaining and consistent you is.
Do you
But
think?
if you was uploading every single day, none of that shit that happened would be still affecting you, or none of it would still be
That's not
lingering around. I think.
That's not true. DDG, I don't even think he's aware of the kind of power he holds. If he really feels what he's saying is true, then he doesn't know because Riley was still consistent. Like she had maybe stopped for like a week or two, but she was post. I remember there was a point she was posting every other day. Riley wasn't pulling views. She just wasn't. And I'm telling you, the way YouTube is now, it's so hard to like break break into YouTube now because it's so oversaturated with tons and tons of people trying to do the same thing. So it's like I don't think I don't think DDG is aware of how YouTube is. Camera kind of cut off. You- The YouTube is not what it was a couple years ago. It's just not. It's very different now.
Easily bounce back from that.
So
No.
you think that if I posted every single day, I would grow more? But because
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it wouldn't
because
be
of the
my thing.
get Riley to 50K. I mean, you gotta admit, some of that was a little wrong.
Yeah, but
Like it was taken.
it was wrong, but you deserved it. Sorry, boo. You asked for it. You can't be a bitch and then be upset when people react to you being a bitch. So
Before.
Yeah, but I was. See, this is what you gotta understand. You was online tweeting, saying "fuck you, nigga," "oh fuck you, bitch," blah, 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 all types of shit, right? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just keep trolling. But it was
that
never.
was once. I did it once, one day.
Yeah,
You did it.
listen,
A year.
Man, you could have called the nigga, bro.
You could have called me.
But
I was in a contract with you. I was supposed to be your prodigy. I was supposed to, done this. You were supposed to influence me.
That's what I did.
No, influencing me would have been like, listen, bro.
Man, your shit was big bone. That shit wasn't supposed to happen. Like, everything that happened could have been fixed with a simple, calm conversation.
We could have had a calm conversation. You didn't need to go online and post that first video anyway.
You are a girl. Girls have.
And you're a guy. And you guys should know that. At 24 years old, the guys should
23.
know that girls are emotional and we get hurt and, it's just am I not supposed to be a girl? Like,
yeah, but you.
If a guy is online saying, get right at 50K.
No, I'm talking about before all the videos and shit happened.
But we could have had a conversation. You could have had that conversation with me too. you still made the video like, yeah, I'm done with Riley. Like, yeah, it could have been blown over, and yeah, I didn't need to make the second video, and yeah, I was being an emotional girl, but it could have been fine. But at that point in my life, it was terrible. It was so terrible.
Sorry. I was not trying to be no bully, I swear to God.
This is what I mean. I know it got so bad for Riley, so bad, and he did not help at all. He did not help at all. But Riley asked for it. Um, so a huge part of me doesn't feel bad for her. I do feel like she should take more accountability. I don't think she's taking much accountability in this video, which makes me think she's still in that mind frame as she was when the whole situation happened, or even before that whole situation happened. She still feels like she was his person, so he should have taken more time with her. She still feels like he should have made her more of a priority. And this is what I mean. Like, I don't think Riley learned anything. If anything, I think the only reason why she's speaking to DDG is so that the hate could stop, which is fair, which is 100% fair. But I don't even really think it's genuine. I don't get genuine from this. I feel like she feels like she has to talk to him because of the situation. If it was up to her, if nothing crazy happened to her, she would probably just kept on living her life. I could be completely wrong though, so don't.
And make the video like that.
No, I understand. I mean, you didn't need to go that far, but I understand like the aspect of seeming ungrateful for it, because as a girl we get emotional and we get a little. But like there's ways to look at certain situations, and I could have looked at them a lot better than worse. But I did get extra mad, and it just kept going, and it didn't need to keep going. And
You really think I'm an evil person?
yes.
Really?
No offense, but like, just know that if you ever pick up a random human off the street and try to introduce them to this life, that they are going to need some guidance and some motivational talks and some patience. Because, like, I didn't know anything, and I thought you were so evil for just, continuously, it felt like you were continuously bullying me. And like I know you saw how much hate that was getting thrown my way and all the bad things that happened to me, and I know that none of that would have happened if your fan base wouldn't hate me so much. So it was just like, damn. And I did contact somebody that said that I contacted them saying that I wanted to talk to you or something. And you said no.
Did I?
Yeah. Exactly.
We gotta put that in the past, man.
It's definitely time to.
If I really had any type of like real issue with you, I would not have invited you over here, man.
I knew that came with some trust, so I was like, wow, he's gonna give me his address?
Yeah. You gonna get me hit? Gonna hit on me?
I'm just a little 1-2.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, but we're cool.
But it's like I say, what slick shit and lost. Shit used to be funny, but
It was not funny. Not funny.
hey man, you live and you learn. It's 400 days later now.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much you grow in 400 days. But we out.
So, all in all, I'm glad they were able to work out their differences. I definitely think Riley deserves a second chance at this YouTube thing. I just do think that she does have a lot of growing up to do in terms of how she perceives herself. I feel like she could be a little bit more humble, and not be so colorist, because she's a little bit of a colorist. That's just how I see it. She's that way without actually saying it, but I can tell a colorist when I see one. Um, yeah, she still definitely has a lot of self-reflection and growing up to do, but all in all, I do think she deserves a second chance. I don't think Riley is a horrible person. I just think she had immature tendencies, and if DDG could look past it, I think everybody else should be able to do the same. So, without going into too much talking, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like videos like this, please thumbs it up. Let me know what you think. Subscribe for more reaction videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Bye.